Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening. It is Monday night, which means it is Project Cars Racing once again. Project Cars 2 in the virtual commentary box. Stephen, good evening to you.
What's happening?
Round number 4. We are at Hockenheim Ring GP. There's a slight change in the format. We've now gone away from the sprint races. We're now going to be hitting those 60-minute races. And with that comes a little bit of a challenge, is that I believe later on the races could be a little bit of rain.
Yeah, I think a little bit of rain here is going to make this race so interesting. We're going to see what the boys have got planned for us tonight. But a bit of rain, bit of V8. Oh, it's going to be silent action.
And that's not the one I wanted. Okay, so now we've got lots. I thought it would bring up the other screen, but nevertheless. So I suppose instead of us keeping our faces up, let's just go into the actual race itself. Because we have just about finished with the qualifying. Not getting that sound through. There it is. So we're just going to be starting with the qualifying. I was saying we're supposed to finish with the practice, but now the qualifying is up and running. Duncan Hutchings has got the first dibs here this evening. Welcome, Duncan. Saying that he's still at work, so he's watching from the office. Awesome, Duncan. Thank you for joining us. Where we're currently at is, I'm hearing rumors, Stephen, and those rumors are that this car cannot run the entire race on one tank of fuel.
Oh, wonderful.
Which means that there might be a pit stop required, but not only that, is that now that you know that you have to stop, are the softs going to last, because those are obviously the quicker tire? And second is, will the hards give you enough grip, and is it worth actually hitting a double pit strategy, putting in this double softs and then going into the wets for the end?
Yeah, that is a question for the drivers, actually. Well, what would I do? Oof. I don't know. I'm not a person to slap hards on, so I would have probably gone, softs. But I don't know. That's a bit of a tricky one to actually be on the drivers, especially tonight with a little bit of rain. Just to spice things up tonight.
So generally, I was never the fan of the hards, specifically in this car. And currently, we are watching Terry Wolford, and surprising that he decided to get out nice and early on this 16 corner track. We see Yusuf Musa is cheering for himself, saying go Yusuf, but we actually know that is his father. Ahmed, welcome. Glad that you're watching from the sidelines. Terry looked like he was a little bit too deep into turn 6 there. That is the hairpin right at the end. And now he's going to head down towards turn number 7, flat out through here. Kind of want to just stay off that inside curb, and you quickly to the right hand side on the brakes, trying not to lock up here into turn number 8, then this little left-right through a 9 and 10, staying off the curb on the inside. You can roll it onto the outside there, as long as you don't take too much of it. Then dabble the brakes down into turn 11, get that nose in on the power, and towards turn 12. We saw Sebastian Vettel in the Mercedes-Benz again a little bit wrong there. Now, as he heads through the second last corner, turn number 15, he could have used a little bit more of that track to get a little bit of a faster exit, but he'll now cross the line, turn number 16, and that will get him no lap time. So that means he possibly invalidated his lap somewhere. But Dirkie, 136.4 there for him. Let's see, we've got Reese now coming through turn number 15, now into 16. as he approaches the start-finish line. Yusuf, 138.6 there for him. Reese, 137.3. In the background there, that looked like it was Dodge. So that's Stefan crossing the line at a 135.4. So far the fastest. We then have Killer Dave. Oh, lots of curb on the exit there. That can definitely upset you. But as he now approaches that line, he will cross it. Killer Dave, 142.6 there for him. Rockstar Mel, he is on the backside of the track through turn number 7 there. Then you see hard onto the brakes here, turn number 8. And locking up, we know that the left front of the cars take an absolute pounding on this track. A, it is abrasive, and B, you can kind of see it pretty much a clockwise track. As we watch Jacques heading towards turn 12. What is that, Stevie?
Yeah, definitely, and I think also the curbs are a big factor here. These cars do not like curbs, so try and stay off them. As we saw in the practice, how the curbs are actually putting the cars away from the track. So yeah, it's going to be very difficult to drive the curbs where a lot of the guys are on the limits and they like to use the curbs, where these cars are not very fond of them.
No, definitely not. And you know, while they do have a front diffuser and a rear wing, the setup is kind of the setup with the aero package. So you are relying quite heavily on an aero package. I mean, on a suspension mechanical grip setup to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. And I know we're currently going into the winter season, so this track is a little bit colder than some of the guys might have wanted, but at least the variety of the tire between the hards and the soft is on offer, and it's going to be very interesting to see what strategies the guys are going to be running here this evening. Just checking our comments quickly. We see we've got a message from Livestream TV Production saying, great visuals, guys. Well, thank you very much, sir. Or ma'am. For the coming in to seeing what we're about and giving us a little pat on the shoulder. We do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's actually, you were talking about the setups just now. Yeah, it's going to be really weird because you don't want to go too much downforce, because then your cars are going to take a bit of a hammering down the main straight, but you also don't want too little downforce because of the corners. So
not only that,
find that happy.
The crazy thing is that later on we know that there's rain. So do you bench yourself being quick in the dry, or do you bench yourself being quick in the wet? So that was Jacques we were watching, currently now in 4th place, 136.8 there for him. Morris now currently one of the last men out on track. We've also got a Dodge. They're in 7th place, so he is headed out well. Oh, we see Tyler Scott. He is put in a 137.9. And then we'll have a Dodge, and Morris will be the last of the drivers to get a place in.
Yeah. Let's see how Morris's car is actually behaving around the track. We haven't seen much of him tonight. I think being more concentrating on Reese and Stefan, the two drivers that actually performed very well in the last race. So it's going to be very interesting to see how those drivers are going to perform tonight. But yes, and let's hope that Quicksilver, aka Uncle Dirk, has enough fuel to finish this time. and not throw it away like last week.
Oh my gosh, the question is, Stephen, is that not too soon?
We don't know. Let's see. Hopefully he's learned his lesson.
Oh goodness.
From last week, because that was a bitter pill to swallow.
No, I can only agree with you there. So just quickly, if we look at the current positions on the overall, it is Marius currently on a Nelson. 111 there for him. And behind him, he's got Durkee with 28.6 points clear. But then it's Stefan, 3 points behind Dirkie. Reese is 4 points behind. And then there's 12 points to Tyler Scott in 5th place. So we now go to double points in terms of the points allocation per race. So where the guys were only earning 25 per race, they now are earning the full 50. And that gap can be closed down very, very quickly in the next 3 races.
No, there's still a lot of races. So for that championship, it's still in the air. Anyone can take it right now. So there is no real decider yet. So as long as the guys keep fueling their car and keep their wheels on the track, I think every point counts.
Oh, Morris 135.7. So Stefan getting himself up on the podium. A pole position for him. And we will go into a full manual formation lap. And post that go into a hour race. And we say a mandatory pit stop. But again, are there going to be 2 pit stops? Is it going to be that try and run those softs as long as possible, then drop in the fuel to make sure that you can get to the end? The only problem is if you pit just too soon and the water is not on the track, you're going to burn those wets, which is going to absolutely kill you for later.
No, definitely.
So just checking some more comments coming through. So we've got Adil saying, come on, Yusuf. You can see exactly who he's cheering for this evening. And there was one that came up on the live stream, which I'm sure it will come into our comments feed shortly. And there was a little question saying, Yusuf, have you finished your homework?
Only he can answer that.
Well, I suppose his dad could answer it too. Just quickly walk into the room and ask him, listen, have you finished your homework? Why are you racing? Oh, goodness.
Yeah. I guess Yusuf's father could become ESCOM all of a sudden. No more for you.
Oh, goodness. Well, let's hope that it isn't the case for him as well as for us. So we are currently just waiting for the sync confirmation to come up. And that sync confirmation will essentially just highlight that the drivers are all ready. And just a quick reminder, everybody, that this season is proudly brought to you by Schick. You can go visit the website for the latest ranges. Currently product which is featured is the Quattro Titanium. And would you know that is my razor of choice?
All right, I don't have one.
Oh well, we'll have to sort you out for one.
Okay.
Whoa!
What happened there? Who's that? Okay, that was weird.
So I am so confused because Duncan's message that came up onto my comments feed, you know, he was the first one that came up. Now it's just come up on the main stream, and here we go. So it's actually from Zara Design saying, I hope you finished your homework, Yusuf. And then Yusuf responded, knowing that it's not Yusuf. So now Yusuf's dad also knows that that Yusuf possibly has not finished his homework. So he might just have to drop a message on the Discord just to confirm whether he has done it or not. Oh, goodness. So we are currently on the formation lap, full formation lap up to the line, and then we will have. Yes, I must say their pace is quite rapid here this evening. Stefan definitely wanting to get things underway. You can see 11 cars. Whoa, that was Yusuf in 8th place, running a little bit wide there.
I saw that.
So now they head into turn at number 12, Sachs corner. Sucks for some, Sachs for others.
Woof. Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for Terry this evening. We've seen starting all the way there in the 11th place. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough race for him to start at the back and work his way up because,
there we go. It is race on. So 57 and a half minutes left of this race. And man, oh man, it's going to be, I'm sure this pace is going to be quite hot and happening on the inside. We can see Jacques already having a move on the inside there of Reese through turn number 5. But he had to give a little bit of space there, did Reese, as Jacques came around the front of him through turn number 2. Message there from Ruan saying, how goes it, gents? Well, Ruan, how's it? You're going to have 3 wide in the background there. That is Yusuf, Tyler and Terry on the inside there. Big lunge up there for him. It looked like there was contact in the back there. It looks like it was Tyler and Dodge down in 11th place, and Stefan has made a mistake, so he's now dropped down into 3rd, which has now released Dirkie and Marius out in front. And right on the back of Stefan now is Robert. Stefan, you see, just touching that curb and the car being pulled off the track. You've got to be so careful here around the curbs. There's Terry getting it a little bit sideways. The rear just snapping on him as he got onto the power, going through turn number 13. So a Rockstar Mal now in 5th place. You see the lights flashing there as the sun comes through the clouds. Morris having a little show on the inside there, up towards turn number 2. Now they're going to head through the Parabolica, and it is long long left sweeping curve all the way down to the hairpin at turn 6. So a little 3-way battle here between it and that. You don't get more 3 wide than that. Heading towards turn number 6. And that's Terry now on the outside with Yusuf behind him, Dave on the inside. I do not know how those guys did not touch through there, but that is absolutely great awareness by those 3. So Terry being able to get himself up a couple of places there, and I honestly thought there would be contact there, but some great awareness by all 3 of them.
No, definitely.
So now Rockstar Mal trying to chase down Stefan, where it looks like Stefan does not drop down another place because it's Robert who's actually in 3rd now.
Yeah.
It looks like Stefan just struggling in the early hours of this race. Little counter steer there for Marius. You can see coming out of turn number 16.
Yeah, these always give us a good show of racing.
But this is the patient game. Ooh, Reese in the background there, going a little bit wide between himself and Rockstar. So Reese did get up into 5th place, but then it did drop back down. It looked like Jacques was going to over-rotate there. But Reese now right on the back of Jacques as they go through turn 5. And this is where your downforce package is going to make a difference. You see Reese now moving to the outside. But Jacques just coming to defend that line through turn 6. A little bit wide there.
Deep.
So Reese might have just underestimated that power of that slipstream. Coming towards turn 6. Ooh, 2-second penalty there for Reese, but look at those best laps. 38s at this point. So we aren't seeing the 35s that we saw in qualifying just yet. But I'm pretty sure that a few of the guys do have the cars loaded with some fuel. Just jump there to 2nd for me, please, Stephen. Because while these two are battling, look what's happening with Mr. Robert Stoltz there. He's being pulled ever so closer to the two of them.
Yeah. And then not too long after that, you probably know Stefan joining that bunch. Oh,
that was a little slowdown there from Durkee. Looked like he just got the warning, so came off the power there, allowed Morris to go through. And now Durkee has got Robert right behind him. So it is definitely going to be the battle of who can keep that pace up within the limits of the track.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a tricky one.
Because I'm
pushing too hard and soaking up the pressure.
And I'm looking at the current lap times, and it is Robert who's in 3rd place, who is currently the quickest on track. Just about 0.9 of a second quicker than the two in front. Oh, Durkee got that very wrong going into the braking zone. Just jumped down to 2nd there for us. There we go. Because now Durkee's going to have a very full mirror of that black and white Falcon.
Yeah, definitely. And as you can see, it's 1.5 seconds already that Morris has got a lead on Uncle Durkee.
Just jump back to 4th for me, please. Because while Stefan is 4th place, you can see Rockstar Mal in 5th. He was within a second. So Stefan, who had an amazing qualifying time, just looks like he's struggling a little bit with race pace.
Yeah, I think fuel load, maybe just pushing it a little bit too hard in the opening stages. But yeah. It's not over yet, eh? It's not over.
Well,
still a long race.
We're not even 10 minutes into this race. So
no.
anything can change. But we spoke about him last week, and we were quite surprised that he hadn't joined us. But you're not going to believe it, Stephen, but Daniel War Machine Morales has actually joined us.
Yes.
And you say today's a good day because no matter what car finishes, it's going to be a Ford in first. Daniel, welcome. Our US fan who works at the Ford in the USA, supporting Ford here this evening. So all his bets are hedged this evening.
Well, he knows the Ford will finish.
Oh, Reese dropping down the order in 6th place because Terry was, try that again without the tongue feeling like it's twisting in my ears. Reese has dropped down a place because Terry's in 6th.
Yeah, I saw in a hairpin he went a bit wide there again. Don't know. It's just him not getting enough brakes on, just maybe pushing a little bit too hard. But it looks like he's battling a little bit, I think, with the heavy fuel load.
So a little lock up there for Terry into turn number 2, and Reese right on the back there. Oh. Reese went very, very tight on the inside there. It didn't look like there was enough space for the car to go by there, and it's just obviously that camera view. So now on the brakes into turn 6, Terry goes deep, Reese sneaks up on the inside. So Reese gets himself back into 6th place, but Terry's going to be on the outside now. Oh wow, Terry looked like he got a better drive out.
Yeah.
So getting the place ahead into turn 7. Lock up there for Terry again.
Yeah.
And all those lockups are definitely not helping his tyre life, that's for sure.
No.
We also got 80 Bond has joined us. Have fun, guys. Thank you so much, 80. We will see you. Wow! I'm going to say we'll see you on Thursday. And as I'm focusing on something else, Reese gets a big tank slapper and is able to hang on to that. That could have been an absolute disaster there for him. But all that's done is just given Terry some breathing space.
Did we lose a driver? We had 11 cars.
We have lost Tyler Scott. Whoa!
Oh!
That's Reese hitting that outside curb, and it is not the first time we've seen this happen here at the SARCO leagues. You can see that car pulling all sides of Ugly there. Dodge also having a little mistake there. So Daniel was saying that he was on holiday last week, and because it's a family show, let's just say he was visiting other people.
Oh, okay.
We like to keep it family friendly here. So yes, I can't see Tyler Scott. So we are now down to 10 drivers with 46 minutes left to go of this race.
It's actually weird because here on my race feed it says he had a mechanical fault. So I don't know what actually happened there.
Mechanical fault? Maybe he went into the pits. No, because we would have seen the pits,
No, exactly.
the pit board come up.
Anyone going to the pit. Yeah.
Can just see, and we saw Robert running wide on that curb. And just as I was going to say, that he's really playing with death there, because we saw Reese getting it all horribly wrong there. And that's the limit. Any more to the outside of that curb, and it is definitely going to spit you out. But I'm pretty sure that Robert will try very hard not to do that again.
Yeah. Just pushing a little bit too hard, trying to looking too much in the rearview mirrors, watching where Stefan is. But Stefan is up there and piling the pressure on like you won't believe. And
yes.
You see dodging the pits. So he must have quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah, we just see, and I'm surprised that Reese hasn't gone in, unless Reese is, basically driving to his strategy. He's going to try and just hang on there. Whoa! Was that a little fake out? Because Reese now in 8th place. And there was Killer Dave just getting out of the way there.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if you've got a driver coming towards you and you can see his bumpers hanging off, I'm also going to get out of the way. Because he doesn't know whether that was stuck into another driver or whether it was, connected with the wall. You never know.
No, indeed.
So I did want to see the different times there between Robert and Stefan. So 39.220 for Robert and 39.111 for Stefan. So pretty much similar lap times there. But you see that best lap, Morris, 136. So he's already found some proper pace in this car already.
Yeah, no, he's opened the gap to 5.4 already. So yeah, he's pushing very hard. Just hope he's not pushing too hard and using up all those lifetime expanding the tires. So yeah.
You're
But I'm
seeing
sure he knows what he's doing.
Roberts getting it wrong there again. Just looked like he carried too much speed into that turn number 6. And it has allowed Stefan to close up on him once again. You can just see Robert getting on that power, that rear just lighting up and going a little bit sideways.
Yeah.
So a message there from Brandon Dos Santos. And I'm assuming Brandon out for load shedding. Oh, lots of exit curb there for Robert. But now quite interesting to see what happens now when he hits turn number 1 and how hard he's going to attack that curb there on the outside.
I think we've lost Reese.
Yes, we have. So that was much better there by Robert. Didn't use any of that outside curb at all. So that is correct. We are now down to 9 drivers.
Yep, 9 drivers for 42 minutes of racing.
So far we are watching the closest battle, and that's between Robert and Stefan.
Hard work.
And not only for Robert but also for Stefan as well. So again, I mentioned that earlier in the stream last week. To say there's nothing worse than seeing your opponent make the mistake and you go, I'm going to capitalize, and you do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
So now heading towards turn number 11. Staying very much off the curbs there, did Robert that time. Oh, that was a little bit wide, but so Stefan went wide there as well. Because I would generally like to get that car nice up on the inside there, almost roll it on that inside curb a little bit. Yeah. I always felt that that was definitely the quickest way through that corner for me.
Probably the guys just don't feel safe with the car the way they have it set up.
So Robert, a little bit quicker that time. Oh no, a little bit slower that time around. I got them the wrong way around when I read the names. So 0.2 is what Stefan has been able to gain on Robert that lap. So this is the point where we are now 1/3 into the race, knowing that there's 1/3 left with overcast conditions, knowing that the last third will be rainy conditions.
Yeah, man, that is going to be a race and a half, is to get those tires on. And when do you get those tires on? Because you don't, like you say, you don't want to do it too early, burn out your wet weather tires, and you don't want it too late, because then you're just going to slow yourself down now with soft tires. So it's to really find that happy to medium part of actually putting the weights on. So yeah, that's when and time is going to be a crucial point of when you actually decide.
And wet tires on a dry track definitely do not work.
No, we've all had our fair share of pitting a little bit too early or pitting a little bit too late.
And there's nothing worse when you hit the brakes on those wets and they just squeal because they're just making that contact and you can just hear them overheating. So Robert now getting himself
Dodge. No, it's Dodge. He's disconnected, or
Just go to him. No, he's definitely still on track.
He's on the track, but he just ain't moving.
Yeah, that is very strange. I hope it's not another taste of things to come from a disconnect. I want to say disqualification, but a disconnect. So Morris, our race leader, now more than 5.5 seconds ahead of Durkee, who is currently in second place. Then we're following the battle here for third and fourth place. Robert in third. There is in the black and white number 1 Ford. Rockstar Mal in fifth place, followed by Terry in sixth, then Yusuf seventh, Dave in eighth, then a Dodge in ninth position. But it does look like Dodge is moving again because
Yeah, sure.
I think he's just trying really hard to get this car back into the pits.
Looks like he's met the wall a couple of times.
It might have just been, you know, it happens when the wheel disconnects and he's just trying to get the wheel reconnected back on. But that car definitely looking like it is quite a handful to handle. And currently Yusuf, also a little bit of damage there for him. Currently in seventh place and currently the only driver with a slowdown penalty and time penalty added to his name. So crossing line to begin their 15th lap, and that is a 140.0 for Robert, 139.2. So these two guys, their pace has dropped a little bit. See, Terry did a 147, so he looks like he might have had a little off there as well. But Dodge now finding his way to the pits, but no damage on Terry's car.
No.
So it might have just been a little spinneroony. So Dodge getting some fuel, and we now jump to, I was going to say Durkee, but now we jump back to Stefan and Robert.
I just saw the times is so close.
Wow, Robert getting it loose there again as he transitioned through turns 9 and 10. You see Stefan taking a much later turn in there than Robert does.
Yeah.
Stephen, maybe just jump on board with Stefan and let's actually get a little driver's view of him chasing down Robert for this next lap. There we go. So now into turn number 1. We heard him go down 2 gears there. So up towards turn number 2 on the green patch, gear down into second. Just let the car rotate, easy on the gas. Let the car settle before you come out of turn 4. You can see those flames just flying as Robert geared down as well. Through the long sweeping left-hander parabolica, turn number 5. Then just at the start of the curb, brake down at the hairpin, turn number 6. Roberts is a little bit sideways as he tries to get the power on. Stefan trying to get side by side, but the straight's just not long enough as they prep to go through turn number 7. You can hear flat through there for both the drivers. Now into 8. Mercedes-Benz easy on the throttle there, as left as possible as soon as you can. That exit was a little bit compromised there for Stefan as he now comes up to turn number 11. Quick dab on the brakes. Stefan went down 2 gears there. I normally would hold it into 4th. 50-meter mark down into 2nd gear. Running a little wide. Oh, nearly running off there. But able to just catch the slide. Now through 13 and 14. Opening up turn 15 quickly. And now back through turn 16. And Roberts able to just open a slight gap once again. It looks like we have lost Dodge now as well, because we are down to 8.
8 drivers now. Yeah.
And
Yusuf on a 1 second time penalty.
Terry finding a 1 second penalty there for his efforts.
We started with 11 drivers, down to 8 drivers now on the track.
32 minutes, so we are nearly to halfway, and I say, has Robert made a mistake? That's going to allow Stefan to go through. And there's Jacques in the background, so 138.5 there for him, so he is catching these 2 ahead of him. Remembering that Robert and Stefan are fighting for 3rd place here.
Yeah. That's some more sneaky.
And Stefan is trying to make Robert as uncomfortable as possible. Oof. Robert running out on the curb there. I don't see Jacques, because he was right behind there. He must have made a mistake there into 9 and 10, because he was definitely in the shot with these 2 guys. He is definitely no longer there. So Stefan has closed that gap on Robert. So Yusuf now coming out of the pits.
Yeah, Roxanne more bit at 145, so definitely went off the track there a little bit.
.137.3 for Marius, so he's definitely finding some pace now. I think as this car gets lighter, and Robert again is deep into turn 6, apologies.
Looks like he picked up a 1 second penalty as well.
So now into turn 9 and 10. And this is where Stefan was able to close up on Robert. So slightly different entry points there for the 2 of them. Robert using a lot of the curb on the outside. Stefan staying away from that curb. See, tighter line there for Stefan. That's a much better line to be going through turn number 12. That's where I would definitely be putting it.
Yeah, I think maybe with the car getting a little bit lighter, he's feeling a little bit more comfortable with the car right now.
Unless with a heavier car, just hasn't been able to hit those braking points.
Unless.
So we are now halfway through this race. 10 minutes left, and we are expecting that rain to start coming in. And then this entire race will be shaken up one more time. So Morris out in front is ahead of the current driver in shot, that is Durkee. 8.6 seconds is that gap. And Marius 136.8. So Marius has definitely found that pace. You also saw the little rotation of the car in the background there.
Yeah, little sideways action. And I think I'm seeing raindrops. At least.
Yes, you are.
Raindrop.
The rain is here with 28 minutes left to go. That is very, very early. And this is where the gamble comes in. Do you run that extra lap with the softs before the rain starts coming down? Or do you pit early and risk overheating those tires? But there's definitely are drops falling down, and I know once you have to put your wipers on and you can hear that water under the car, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then those water puddles start piling up on the track, and yeah, not every driver's dream.
Look, I have this theory, and while I'm happy to drive in the rain, and specifically with our karting, is that for me that's not, it doesn't feel like racing, it just feels like surviving.
Yeah, no, I can agree there 100%.
It's not like to race in the rain. But yes, those drops are definitely coming down. The sun is still shining.
I think when you're having that race and there's 3 or 4 of you at the same place still challenging for a place, it's a race on. But yeah, when you're so far ahead and it starts raining, yeah, put it into the let's call it a day.
So it's definitely coming down a lot harder now, but still not seeing our race leaders pitting yet. So Morris and Durkee still out on track. Oof, little understeer there for Stefan, and also not deciding to pit yet. Perhaps just jump on board. Let's just see what we're seeing from the driver's point of view.
There's no rain.
So there are little specks starting to form on the windshield. But if you look at the track is not picking up water yet, so the track is not wet. So the water is still evaporating. But I don't think it will be more than a lap or two now before the guys have to come in and pit.
Look who's in the pits.
Rockstar Mal, so is he... Oh, he missed his pit box.
That is cost you.
So that is fuel going in. I think it's fuel first, then tires.
Yeah.
But this looks like it's a lot of fuel going in. Were those wets that went onto that car?
I don't know. It didn't look like it. I didn't see tires get changed there.
Well, we'll know soon enough if Jacques has to come in again. But we now got Killer Dave, 7th place. He's gone into the pits. And thank you, cameraman Tim. We weren't able to see anything there. So let's just see if we can get the graphic. But there we go. That's tires not going on.
Yeah. More fuel.
So Yusuf pitting now as well. So Stefan now dropping down for 2.3 seconds now is the gap as Robert goes into turn 6. And I'm pretty sure that these two will be going into the pits. We haven't seen Morris and Durkee come into the pits just yet, nor has Terry. But there definitely must be that that changeover between doing the lap times, because I see Durkee 142.6. So I think it's at this point now where you're kind of just hanging on to the car now to survive. So it's very, very important to not waste any more time, but it definitely is coming down now. So there, our race leader Morris is in the pits. Followed by Durkee. So there's Morris in front, Durkee in the background there. So let's see whether we get the changing of the tire animation, unless there might be something that's broken. Okay, so far it's done the same animation for all of them. Let's see if for Durkee, same thing. And that looks like that's Terry, it's Stefan that's coming, Robert coming into the pits, as well as Stefan. So the top four, you can hear Morris spinning away, and there goes Durkee, just driving straight over Morris's pit crew.
Ooh, what did I see there? 10 seconds.
For Durkee, and that would be the entry where he would have picked up that penalty.
Oh, no.
And now we've got Terry right behind.
He hasn't put it yet.
Well, if he hasn't, I'm sure he's going to be feeling the wonders of the spray now. You can see him pumping those brakes, trying to get those tires down, not getting the turn in, that rear very, very loose.
Oof. I need to get on the throttle.
So that gap between Morris and Durkee, you can just see it coming down now. It was sitting near 10 seconds, now down to just under 4. So now can Durkee still maintain his current pace, overtake Morris, and add on that extra 10 seconds that he's now found himself by speeding into the pits?
Yeah. Oof. It is going to be a difficult task.
So if we just compare the different times, you can see Morris 25.4 and a 19.0. Oh, running very wide there. And that's where Durkee was able to find 6 seconds.
And there is Terry in the pits.
So here comes Terry now, so he should rejoin there in 7th place. An animation that Terry has for his pits is very different to what we saw with the other guys. So there's Robert now that goes past, so Robert will take back 4th place, as does Stefan. It's all now where is Rockstar Mel, so he's now coming out of the last corner. With Killer Dave just behind, and Terry kind of looked like but cameraman Dave completely got himself confuzzled, because, whoa, Dave in the background there. Terry's come out of the pits in front of Rockstar Mel.
Yeah.
So this is now a race on between Terry and Rockstar. Between Robert and Stefan. Stefan has lost 20 seconds to Robert there.
Yeah. Must have been a mistake.
Because now Morris, he had Durkee behind him. who was 10 seconds behind, that 4 seconds, that has now gone to more than 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Jacques in the background there running a little bit deep into turn number 8.
And as we see this, the fact he's actually backing in a weight.
Terry right, oh, Jacques going even wider.
That's fast.
And you can see the spray on this track is definitely starting to kick up quite aggressively. Terry Dane goes deep into turn 15. Killer Dave into the pits again. So Terry now opening up that gap between himself and Jacques now. See 230 for Terry. I suppose that is on his pit stop.
Yeah.
So Durkee a 205 for him. Robert a 146. So Robert's now closed up onto Durkee quite nicely now. And you can already start seeing those puddles, Stephen. They're starting to build up on the track already, which makes it so tricky for the drivers. The car starts aquaplaning in a straight road. In a straight road, listen to me. In a straight line.
Whoa.
Whoa! Robert showing off for the camera there. Thank you for that, Robert. Because I'm pretty sure that Robert can see that there's a 10-second penalty there for Durkee. So he's going to want to make sure that he is able to stay within that 10 seconds to get himself higher up on the podium. Because Robert currently is circulating in 3rd place, but he is, what is it, aggregate 2nd. Because of Durkee's time penalty. But I see Robert's also got a time penalty, so just bring those times up there for us. Okay, only 1 second there, so it means he's got to build in that 1 second as well. And there's Terry, 12 seconds there for him, so he's done an entry into the pits as well. So he's going to be managing that gap between himself and Jacques now, I'm sure.
Yeah. More pressure just being added on.
And we are quite fortunate that our weather system is quite predictable in terms of what's happening, and we're pretty sure that there's not going to be much more rain coming into the end of the season, specifically for the next 2 races.
I actually think it's actually quite fun to see the drivers adapt to a dry to wet race, or to a wet race to a dry. Just to see the different driving styles or driving manner that they actually take on. It's like mind-blowing.
I still remember in these V8s we had a bit of a wet race, and we're running it at Algarve, and we'd set it for four weather cycles. There was rain in the beginning, it went to clear, and it went to rain again. That for me was still one of the greatest races ever. Whoa! Big power slide there and catch for Robert. And that's coming out of turn number 4. So he will have lost a little bit of time there between himself and Durkee as Durkee goes past in the bottom of our screen. And Terry's still very aggressive on those curves, even though we know that the curves themselves are not conducive to being driven, and then you add the water on them. And he's like, not drive on curbs for who? So Terry starting down in 11th place, currently up into 5th, so I'm pretty sure that he'll be quite happy with this result if he is able to just hang on there. But in the background there you can see Rockstar Mel, so that is 7 seconds is the gap between himself and Rockstar.
Yeah.
So Terry will have to find himself another 3 seconds or so just to build in that. You can see a lock up there from Terry. That front wheel was not moving, and that green stuff will catch you. So Robert also now losing a little bit of way between himself and Durkee. So that gap now, 12 seconds is the gap between 7 seconds, sorry, I went the other way. Instead of minusing the 2, I added the 2 onto the 10. I had all this banging and stuff behind. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Meanwhile, it's Chase that's gone out the room and come back in without me even knowing that he's left. This is a problem when you have earphones that cover your ears. You can hear there's something happening, but you can't quite make out what it is.
What it is, yeah.
So there we go, 12 minutes left. And if we're running these 146 from Marius, that is quite quick in the wet. 148 there for Durkee, 152 for Robert, 147 for Stefan. So 11 seconds there between Stefan and Robert. Terry and Jacques, that's now down to 6 seconds.
But it's come down quite a bit. Terry's still a little bit quicker. Oh, Rockstar battling there in the background.
It's Terry fixing turn number 8 now. Using that curb to help rotate the front end. So we got a message there from Mohammed saying, Yusuf, make it happen. Well, Yusuf is currently in 7th place. There were 11 drivers, so he will be cashing in some points here. And you can just hear that Terry flat on the gas, exiting out of turn number 14. That car, the rears are spinning up while he's going on that straight. And Terry going a little bit wide there, and you can just hear that he kept his foot flat there. So that's a pretty brave move there by Terry Wilfred. Ooh, little understeer there, but just managing to keep it on the limits there. So Stefan in 4th place. He is closing up in terms of the lap times, but between himself and Robert, Stefan is just not gaining enough time.
Yeah, I think he just picked up a little bit of a race pace there.
Oof. Lock up there by Terry, just not getting that car stopped, and that green stuff on the accelerator is so slippery. So the gap between Jacques and Terry is opening up a bit. So I wonder whether Jacques made a little mistake there, because that is now closer to 9 seconds where it was 7 earlier on. just jump to our race leader. I just want to see the... There we go. So that is race leader Marius, currently lap number 30. We've got just over 8.5 minutes left to go of this race. 1:48.4 for Marius the last lap around, which means that Stefan is going quicker than Marius out in front. But the only way he would be able to attack him is if he was with him.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's just too many mistakes there in the beginning of the race.
So Morris getting that car turned in nicely to turn number 2. You can see him making that apex. But it's just about here, I think there's actually a puddle that runs across the track. You can see there's the water on the inside. Oh, there's the puddle across the track. You can see it.
Here it is, yeah.
Where you kind of keep your steering wheel straight, hit the puddle, kind of slide it for as long as it slides, and then ride the slide with a bit of a counter steer. Then I know on the inside of turn number 10, so on the inside here, there's going to be water collecting up there. And then what happens is it collects on the outside here. You can see that just as you go into turn number 11.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it fazed Morris. And just there where he is now, there's a little river that runs across the track there. So as you're coming up to your braking point, you jump on the brakes, you hit the nose dips, it hits that water and it just straightens out. It is one of the strangest sensations. So Robert is 6 seconds behind Dirkie. And with 6 minutes left to go. Thanks for the camera shot there, Robert. As we come on to give us a little bit of a Tokyo drift, just what we wanted to see. But currently it is Robert who's looking quite comfortable sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like he just came off the power there to not get that extra time penalty. But look, he still made up another 0.4 on Dirkie there. So Stefan currently in 4th. You can see he is consistently lapping as the quickest on track. 147.5 there for him. Versus Morris is at 148 zeros. So while Stefan was just a little bit off the pace in the dry, he's definitely on pace here in the wet. So it'll be interesting to know if his car was set for the wet. You can see the big slide there for Roberts, and that's because that major puddle on the inside there at the apex. There's Stefan in the background. Oh, a little slap of the rear there for him as he got on the power. So 8 seconds is the gap between Robert now and Dirkie. Just give us a quick update of those time penalties there. Just want to see if Robert has got 1 or 2 added. No, so still 1 second. So 9 seconds in the bag is what Robert has over Dirkie. So Terry's got 12 seconds that he needs to give Rockstar Mal, where currently that gap is, you can see, what's that? Oh, that's going to be close. Because between Terry and Rockstar Mal, it is 12.8 seconds. So Terry currently in the safe zone to hang on to that 5th place. And we're at... No! Wow, that was close.
That was very close.
Just want to see where Morris is on track, because we're now sitting at... Okay, so he is now approaching... that's turn number 12. So Morris is actually approaching to lap Jacques there. Just jump to Jacques quickly, just want to be sure. I think that is Jacques. Oh, so Jacques getting out of the way. Now that's not going to help Jacques, because he needed to make up some time on Terry.
Okay.
So with Morris crossing the start-finish line with 2 minutes 44, it will be this lap plus one more, and then that will be the end of this race. So the gap now between Jacques and Terry, just jump, there is... Whoa! Tank slapper there coming out of turn number 4 there for Jacques. So 19 seconds is the gap now between Terry and Jacques. So Terry must just hang on to that. So Stefan is right behind Robert. And you can see that Robert is now 10 seconds behind Dirkie. So how's that for pressure? You kind of got to make up 2 seconds on the guy ahead of you, but you can't let the guy behind you overtake you.
Yeah.
And Stefan doesn't have a time penalty on his own.
Hello. No, he's
so, wait, hold on. What can happen is if Stefan can find 3 seconds on Dirkie, he's got 1 second on Robert, Stefan can find himself in second place here.
Yeah.
So Stefan is going to have to... and if Robert closes up that 2 seconds, Dirkie can find himself dropping down to 4th with Stefan in 3rd. Stefan going around the outside, so Stefan is going to take their place away from Robert. But now it's going to be whether Stefan can now catch up to Dirkie to find that... is he going to be within that 10 seconds? So he is not... Oh, he is. There he is now too. And perhaps he's able to pull Robert through. But now absolutely coming down to the wire. And the man out in front, Morris, going through the start-finish line. No, man, he was going through Parabolica. This is Dirkie in second place. You changed the camera too quickly for me. Whoa! Big slide there for Dirkie. That's going to allow that gap to close up.
Wow, look at those times.
Where is Stefan? 9.1 seconds. So Stefan is within that gap to take that second place from Dirkie. Robert's just starting to lose a little bit of his way here, but look at that, 10.4 seconds, 10.5 seconds. It's all going to come to the stadium section, and whether Dirkie or Stefan can just be nice and clean through there.
Yeah.
See Stefan just about sliding that car 4 ways into the corner.
This is going to be a very close one.
So it's within that 9 seconds. So race leader Morris has now come across the line as Victor. And we are watching the gap now, because this is possibly the final position for second place, but Stefan makes a little bit of a mistake there. Still a 9.3, a 9.4, 9.5 seconds, 9.6. He's just got to be within that 10 seconds by the time he crosses the line. He's got to be good, nice and tight here. He is. He's made up a little bit of time on Durkee. Little snap of the rear is not going to help him. But now Durkee would have across the line. You can see it's now gone up to 10 seconds. 10.2, 9 seconds, 8. What will it be when he crosses the line? We'll watch the timing screen. And Stefan will cross the line and Durkee will just hang on there to that second place. So Stefan will take third. Robert, I'm sure, will be devastated with that fourth. Stefan chased him down. Terry will come home with a well-fought fifth place. Jacques in sixth. Joseph will score some points there in seventh. And Killer Dave will come home in eighth place.
Oh.
Yeah, just keep that screen there for me, please.
No problem.
Thank you kindly. So that is the final results. Oh, excuse me. It is Marius, Durkee second, Stefan third, Robert fourth, Terry fifth, Jacques in sixth, Joseph seventh, and eighth, Killer Dave. And that's 10 seconds, the final gap there between Stefan and Durkee. You can see, what is that, 11 seconds was the final. So if all he needed was just that one last second, and Stefan could have got that second place.
Yeah. Man, what a race. Right.
So we're just going to get our top three to the Discord. Oops, that's not what I was intending to do.
Hi, though. There's too many pages.
Hi. Like I said, that wasn't what I was intending to do.
Hello.
Hello, Durkee. Hello, Stefan.
Good boys. Are we?
Yes, Stefan.
I see we had enough fuel in the car to finish the race.
Yes, fuck.
Ah, cut off.
Struggled.
I got 12 seconds coming into the pits. And then Jacques was behind me.
So lucky that all the drivers in the lobby know that it is Code Coconuts. Thank you, Mr. Terry Wolfred, for coconutting off there. Oh man, Stefan, let's start off with you. The last couple of laps were extremely interesting, to say the least. Put in an absolute crack of a qualifying. It just seemed like your pace in terms of the race was a little bit off. They just weren't looking comfortable. But as soon as the wet came in, it looked like that was where you found your pace again and started slowly but surely reeling in Robert. And man, it was just a couple of seconds that you could have taken advantage from Durkee's 10-second penalty there.
Yeah, I'm really surprised with the qualifying lap, but I'm really happy with that. I knew that was going to happen in the race. My car was set up more for the cold and the wet anyways. I had hard fronts at the rear and softs at the back. So the temperatures just wasn't there at the start. So yeah, I'm actually lucky I didn't lose a few more places. And then I had a really nice long go with Robert there. But yeah, that was all I had really in the dry. And when we pit, I saw he had a much quicker pit stop than me. And yeah, I was able to catch him up again. And I was checking that time the whole time for Dirkie's penalty there, but I think it's marvelous that he kept his position. It's always a bad thing to lose a place due to a penalty.
Well, look, Dirkie is extremely lucky because we're at the point where that if Robert had gone with you, there was a possibility that Dirkie could have dropped down to fourth, progressed you up into second, and Robert take third. So we were definitely watching that gap very closely. But an absolute great drive there from you, Stefan.
Thank you.
Dirkie, let's go to you. You were about 10 seconds behind Marius going into the pits. Then add a little 10-second liberty there for everybody to give us some nice and close little battles that we could create for the stream. So thank you. But you managed to make up 6 seconds in the pits. What was the strategy that you had going into the pits?
Well, I think most of the guys were running about around 90 or 100 liters. I was full tank, 112 liters, so I only added 5. And I think that's where I caught up a little bit. But that was the only thing that went well. The rest was...
was a bunch of coconuts.
yes. I just didn't find my composure, not in the qualifying. I'm supposed to be in the low 35s, even a 34, 9, somewhere there. I couldn't do that, and I couldn't get race pace, and I couldn't drive in the rain, and I couldn't enter the pits. So yeah, it was a disaster. I'm actually very, very lucky to be in second place. There was a lot of luck on my side to still keep that place, and then well done to Marius and Stefan that made it in the top 3. Marius had a good run there. He was solid. I couldn't keep up with him.
No, it was an actual... Look, I think take the second place, bank those points, and get ready for next week there, Dirkie.
No, for sure.
Awesome.
I'm happy with that.
Cool. Morris, Lacus race there for you. Some nice battles between yourself and Dirkie in the first couple of laps. But then all of a sudden, seeing Stefan at the top there, it's nice to see different drivers setting themselves up for different places on the grid. What was your approach in terms of the pit stop, knowing that the rain was coming? We know that you like to go as late as possible in terms of your pit stop. Was that the strategy this time?
No, I was governed by the rain, so I actually took an extra lap out because I thought Dirk was also going to, when I saw the drops, I thought, okay, I'm going to go one more extra lap. But I threw 20 liters of fuel in. He only threw in 5. That's where he made up those...
There was 6 seconds because it basically went from 10 seconds down to 4 seconds. It was that gap.
It took me 10 seconds to throw in that 26 liters. I don't know how I calculated, but anyway, I had 20 liters left when I finished. So I threw in way too much fuel. But I was watching the gap because I realized that I think I'm going to stay longer because of the fuel. I misjudged that. But the battle in the beginning was nice. I like that. I had to evade Dirkie and Stefan into the hairpin twice or 3 times to not go into the backsides, but it was great fun. It was very hard. The rain bit was very, very hard. I just tried to keep it on the track. That's all I did. So, but anyway, it was tough. It was tough, and well done to the guys on the podium.
No, awesome. Thank you very much. Joel, we actually said that what happens is generally when the rain comes in, it's not about the race anymore. It's more about the survival. And that's kind of what happened there. But luckily, we mentioned in the stream earlier, Stephen said to us, that with the technology that we have, we can kind of predict what's going to happen in the next races. And I can assure you there's no more rain coming, guys.
Thank goodness. Yeah, my car was basically set up for the rain more than it was for the dry. But I even that didn't feel too comfortable. There was it was very, very slippery there at one stage. There, 5 minutes to the end. And
sure.
Great fun.
No,
thanks, God.
No, guys,
My
it was...
electricity gonna go off.
Yeah, mine's going off shortly as well. So yes, we'll make this quick. So thank you to everybody that joined us on the stream with all the comments. We really do appreciate it. The drivers do go and watch the stream afterwards. So thank you very much. Big thank you to our product sponsor Schick for providing hampers for the drivers, as well as to MSR for assisting us with parts for the machine that does the streaming in HD across our multi-stream. And as well as NAG just being an awesome partner with us. Thank you very much. And to the drivers, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week for round number 5. And guys, we'll keep it there. Stephen, I don't know if there's anything that you want to add from your side.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Awesome. Guys, we'll see you next week. And don't forget, Thursday night, we'll round number 4 of our ACC League. That's going to be a cracker. Go check that one out, guys. Morris, we'll see you in the comments box there.
Cool.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming around. Keep practicing. And thanks.